My name is Bob, and I love my two-car garage. So we are out here in Ocotillo Wells, and at Cheryl and Eddie's. Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Eddie. Anyhow, I found this really cool Frankllin stove right here. I hope you can see that. And we kind of dug it out around the area here. We found the original door, two original doors, and kind of had to dig around in the dirt a little bit, but we're going to restore this thing because this is a treasure. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Actually, this is a very big deal for my sister to actually turn this over to me, so thank you, Cheryl, for letting me do this, and we're going to make it look really cool. I think this is an original Frankllin stove that Ed found out in Victorville?
Yeah, in Ghost Town.
In a ghost town, so this is going to be a fun project. Frankllin stove, found in Ocotillo Wells, originally came from a ghost town in Victorville.
In the late 80s.
In the late 80s?
Discovered.
Cool.
Buried.
And that's Hobo right there. Say hi, Hobo. You can tell that Hobo is really excited about this.
Are you?
So I'm glad we continued to dig around because we also found all four of the original legs that came off the stove. And it took a little digging, but we found them all, and we definitely want to get those back on. This is going to look really cool. All right, well, I brought my stove down here to my my church, and because I got a lot of talented people down here that I think can help me out on this. I'm just going to clean it off right now, get the rust off it, and then there's a couple guys down here that are really good with. I think they're going to help me out, get this thing back in a really cool working condition. Hopefully working condition, at least so that it looks cool. All right, well, I got it cleaned up a little bit, and right off the bat I can see the biggest problem is going to be this base, as the corners of this, the bottom piece are broken off and rusted. They're just gone, and it would look cool to have this round base around the bottom. The case itself is in pretty good shape. In fact, it's in really good shape. One of the doors is missing one of the little hinges right here, but I think we can fix that. We need some pins for the hinges. The top has got a broken piece right here, but I think it's gonna be fun putting this thing back together. The stove itself fits right down on top of here, around this edge. Here's that brass handle that I was talking about. You can see a little better there. And then over here is the stove itself, which is in really good shape. All right, well, I'm gonna try everything to get this thing cleaned up. Went down to my local Home Depot, found a little navel jelly. Never used that before, but give that a try. Of course, a wire brush probably, and gonna try a little science too. Maybe some electrolysis or something to get some of this rust off. Whatever it takes, worth it. I knew this little cheap brush was laying around here for a reason. All right, well, that's pretty much it for the day. I got it all cleaned up. I learned some things today. Like, for example, it's put together, this whole stove is put together with stove bolts. That must be where they got the name for stove bolts, from putting together stoves. That's kind of interesting. I could be wrong, but seems like it makes sense. This little door right here, it's got some, you can see through it, which is kind of cool. So the flames or the heat is going to glow in there, but it's some kind of plastic, I think, which means this stove is not, it's old, but it's not like Ben Franklin old. It's maybe 40s or 50s, something like that, because there are some modern elements to it. I think even the bolts look a little modern, but anyhow, it's going to be cool. Use the navel jelly. Obviously didn't take off all the rust, but still going to work at it. Maybe do a little wire brushing, stuff like that. Maybe some more navel jelly. This stuff is kind of nasty. It does smell like battery acid. I'm fine. I use gloves. I had on eye protection, but anyhow, be careful if you're going to use navel jelly. All right, that was day one.